Hello, my name is Felton Kinchin, and this is my review on Entertainment Update, episode 97. There was three takeaways that I grabbed from this podcast. The first one was from David Copperfield. He was sued by Gavin Cox in 2013. Um, he was injured during an event during a magic trick. The magic trick was called Lucky 13, and he makes 13 lucky members in the audience disappear. In court, they didn't protect the trick, so he had to disclose the entire trick, and apparently magicians don't like that. But because he, performed this over 50,000, 55,000 people, and it was with a repeated use, it's now public. It wasn't considered protected. So, what I took from that was, make sure that whoever you have participating in your events, that they sign non-disclosures or something. You really got to protect yourself when it comes to things like that. Another thing that I took away from this podcast was the Coachella event. I didn't know the prefix Cella, was a serious thing. P Diddy, he held a Combs Cella event. Whole Foods, they held a Wholecella, and they were both challenged by the Coachella Valley musical event. Apparently, that's an actual location, and that became a thing in court. However, Beyonce held an event called Baychella, and they instead endorsed her. But the lady during the podcast, Tamara Bennett, she brought up a good thing, a good case, saying that if had it be for trademark usage, it would have been a different situation. But she was there to support the Coachella event, and the P Diddy and Whole Foods wasn't. So, what I took away from that was that if you're gonna utilize somebody else's name, you might want to get permission first, or else just be as creative as possible so you can just avoid situations like this. Um, and lastly, the last event that I took was Dr. Dre versus Dr. Dre. I didn't realize this, but I brought that up last week during an assignment. Dr. Dre, the musician, he sells CDs and he sells out shows. And the Dr. Dre, he sells audiobooks and he hosts events for other doctors around the nation, for $500 a seat. It's $15 a CD for the musician Dr. Dre, and that's exactly what the reason one of the reasonings behind the dismissal of this challenge. The musician Dr. Dre challenged the actual Dr. Dre, for trademarking registering a trademark for his name. According to the TTAB, uh, although some of their goods and services are within the same class, there wouldn't be any confusion when it comes to making the purchase. So the challenge was dismissed because it's very obvious what you're getting into when you make a purchase for one of their events. Are you buying a CD or are you buying a $500 seat at this doctor's seminar? What I took from this was that, again, be as creative as possible with your name, so that you don't have to worry about being in a situation like this. Because it seems like there's nothing wrong with that situation. It's just the hassle of dealing with the legal issues, and you don't want to go through that situation. But yeah, those are the three takeaways that I grabbed from this podcast.